Hi folks. Well, we're back here with the blue Heinz. It's Sunday again, so a week's gone by. It's been a real busy one. All kinds of other things. Spent roughly an afternoon, I think, last Sunday, in fact, after I did the last video, working on the car, actually working on the car. Got that upper pad off the back side of the firewall under here, and the pad goes across here from basically from where the hump hits the firewall and up, and the heater goes against it. It's the pad is kind of, I think, a heat sound deadener. And it was original, I believe, because as soon as you went to move it, it would just break up. It was brittle. It was old. And what I need to do is cover the insides of these holes so that when I get into cleaning the outside, all the water and whatever else I'm using doesn't come in here. At least the majority of it. I don't think I'll make it waterproof, but the idea is to try and minimize that intrusion of that stuff. So I'm going to wire wheel this. You can see it's a little corroded, and it's still got some of the foam from the backside of that pad, and I'm going to probably end up pulling a carpet and doing the whole floor that way so that anything I want to stick on here has a good surface to adhere to. But you can see the dashboard's all hollowed out and everything, and I finally got all the rest of that stuff loose and gone. So we can get going on that. And yesterday afternoon, finally found some time to work on this frame for the enclosure that I want to make around here to kind of protect the garage when I'm cleaning and painting the undercarriage, the underside of the car. So you can see I have a combination of PVC pipe and some electrical conduit, half-inch EMT. I drilled where I needed to make extra legs. I had a half-inch pipe tap, so I drilled and made a half-inch thread and used conduit fittings for some of the legs, like the intermediate legs you see here. That's almost a 10-foot stick. So the plastic droops quite a bit. It's 1-inch PVC. It droops quite a bit. And then on the corners, you see, like here where I went around the post so I could operate the lift, I put some more legs. And then on that side, I just fastened the upper horizontal right to the beam. I mean, I'll pull that loose when I wrap the plastic around it and then put it back up, attach it to the beam again. And that stabilizes the whole structure. It kind of locates the whole structure. So that's working pretty good. The only problem that I'm having right now is with this garage, the dimension it is, the lift, and making everything go around the lift and making everything, giving me some room to work on the car when the plastic is installed. It really gets into this parking space. And even with this little car, you can see what's happening here. We've got very little space. And it makes it tough coming in the door. That's where we are with this. Like I said, a bunch of other stuff happened this week and didn't give me much time. So I'm going to work on this. Hopefully I'll get that plastic hanging there today. And if I do, I'll probably add that to this video and show you how that came out. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye. Okay, so we're dropping this motor off here today. Here you go. Garage that fortunately I have to use to store stuff. So this motor's going to sleep here for a while until it gets reused, hopefully. And the plan all along was to use it right there. That's another old project. Ooh, I'd have a hard time. I would say I bought this around 1981, 82, 81, somewhere in there. And I've done some work to it. Quite a bit, actually. I've had the body off the chassis, off the frame. And the frame now has a Heinz independent front suspension and the parallel leaf rear suspension. It's all set up for that kind of motor, small block Chevy with a turbo 350. And that explains why I didn't want to pull the transmission off of it, and all that. I was going to put the motor right in that car because it's a good motor and good transmission. Turns out I'm learning a lesson about doing that, because in the course I was trying to stop it from dripping fluid out the cooler lines, and I broke the little plastic piece that attaches the kickdown cable, and now it's leaking, it's dripping. So I got a pan under it, and it's dripped in the back of the truck on the way over here. It's making a mess. So I'm learning a lesson. Don't leave the oil in a transmission, and don't leave an automatic transmission on a motor. Take it off, because this is probably where you're going to end up. But anyway, that's always been the plan. Put that motor in that car. So it's you know, just make a driver out of it. It's got all the patina. It would be great to do that right now, but you know, as it turns out, I got one all apart already, as you well know. And this is my son's car. Again, we were famous for old projects. We get busy doing construction, you know, house remodels and rental work and what have you, and this stuff always takes the back burner. But he's had this since he was 14, and he's going to be 50 this coming year. He has the chassis at his house that he's updating. The motor that we're going to put in the blue Heinz was going to go in this car. And after all those years, he's got new ideas. He's going to use an LS motor instead of a small block. So that motor lives on, but it's going to go in the blue Heinz instead of here. So anyway, without making this any longer, here we are today. Putting this motor to bed for a while. I'm going to put that pink sheet over the top of it. Okay. Well, it's Wednesday night now. And this is the result of probably, I would guess, combined about 3 days worth of work trying to put this stupid thing up. Kind of a pain, you know, when you don't want to do, you can't fasten anything permanent other than on the beam up there. I don't want to make holes in the floor, obviously. So it's really hard to make anything stay where you put it. You see a variety of different kinds of weights. Right now it's just bricks, but I had tools and I had sand and I had all kinds of, there's still sand. Right there, sandblasting sand. To hold things in place while you stretch this plastic around. It's like, you know, covering a seat cushion or something. I don't know. Only a seat cushion is pretty stiff. It don't move. You can, you know, stretch stuff around it or whatever. You go to stretch this and it all moves, and you get all the posts nice and plumb, and you start putting the stuff up there. As hard as you try to put it up there straight, it gets crooked and whatever. So anyway, like I said, this represents about 3 days what you're looking at here. And this is what it's going to, I just started the paper. This is what it's going to end up, so I can clean on top of that and then roll all the debris up inside of it and throw it away. So you see I'm putting the plastic down first on the floor. I got just enough probably to finish this out of that roll that I used for the walls. And then the pink paper, the resin paper, however you say it, on top of that, that'll catch all the debris. Here's what it looks like underneath. It's not bad, but it's got an undercoating. You know, I think it's an undercoating, and then, you know, 60 years worth of debris attached to that. Not too much oil and grease. But anyway, I got to cut this exhaust system out of here. You see the way it's made? It's all made in one piece, and it wraps up over the top of the rear end. It's got the brackets. So I think what I'm going to do is cut it right there where it goes into the mufflers. Take the rear part of it down in one piece, and maybe take the rest of this down in one piece. I'm not using cast iron exhaust manifolds this time. We're going to use headers, so we'll have to do some modification up here. And I'm hoping we'll, you know, buy a kit of some sort and some flanges and, you know, hook it up to the headers. But this is where we're at. You see I put a zipper here on the front. when it's time to roll the car out, the plan is to hit this with Easy Off, you know, as a degreaser. And scrape it first, obviously, get all the thick part off, the putty knife and all that good stuff. Hit it with the degreaser with the Easy Off. I have some citrus degreaser too that I just happen to have, so I'll try that a little too. And then probably roll it outside and hit it with the power washer and maybe roll it back in and do it again. I'm not sure. But the paper is going to take care of the debris that falls down and the oven cleaner on the floor. I don't know what that'll do to the floor. So that's the point in all of this. And obviously, you know, it won't go everywhere when I'm spraying it on the car. I'm going to cover the outside of the car. You see I have the plastic up there. I haven't taped it on the car yet, but I'll, you know, mask off the body of the paint so I don't damage the paint anywhere either. But like I say, this represents probably 3 days. Thought I was never going to get done with this. It would have been easier, literally would have been easier to build walls, I think, because, you know, at least you'd have a frame that would stay square and all that good stuff. You still have a problem trying to secure it, but at least you'd have something that would stay straight and square and all that good stuff. This is kind of a noodle, trying to wrap a noodle. But anyway, we're there, I think. So anyway, I got the zipper here. And when it's time to roll the car out, I've got 2 of these zippers. When it's time to roll the car out, I'll put another one over here, which will give me enough space. And then I can just lift that section. Give me enough space to roll the car by. And you see what I did over here, the end result, what I did over here for my wife's car is this. I ended up, I did a 45 up there instead of the T thing, so now I don't have to move legs. And I drove the car in here last night, and with this leg coming down over here at the edge of the 45, there was still a problem getting out the door of the car. So I did that. I made an offset, and that gives me another 18 inches where you get out of the car. There isn't a lot of space in here with the lift and everything, and now this, I've got this kind of to clear the lift even. So you see there isn't much space left. I got rid of the motor. You'll see that. You saw that already. I got rid of the motor the other day, so that's out of here, and the cherry picker's all gathered up somewhere else. You see this is happening now. Merry Christmas. But anyway, we're making progress. Slow but sure. Like I say, the holidays are here, so it's going to be a lot of interruptions from here forward, but we'll do what we can do. Thanks for watching. Bye.